Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Splatoon 3 discussion. Today, we're going to be discussing third Kit Score series. Now, I know what you'd be thinking. Everyone is very scared and hesitant on whether or not we're going to get third kits in this game. And I have done the math to show you that it is most likely we're going to get third kits. Since we're nearing the end of the 2-year support cycle that we're given, I still think we're going to get another season or maybe 2 seasons just to extend it so that way we get third kits. Now currently, at the end of the updates, plus we get second kits for every single weapon, we would have 128 kits. If we go to Splatoon 2 at the end, it has 139 kits. This is evidence saying, well, if you know someone who's not well known in Splatoon and they compare the number of weapons in each game, it's like, well, Splatoon 2 has way more content because there's 139 weapons compared to only Splatoon 3's 128. That seems like a total downgrade in weapon numbers. So, I think this is, again, why we're going to get third kits. So, this is including, this is how I got this number, by the way. Currently, there's 110 weapons in Splatoon 3 as of version 6.0 until season 2023. There's 10 weapons that do not have second kits from the base roster, which makes it 120. Plus, there's 4 other new weapons that we know from based on the pattern that we're going to get 1 new weapon for each class, that being the Brellas, Dualies, Splatanas, Trainers, which gets 4 more, plus second kits for that, which makes it 128. Then, I think we're going to get 28 kits, which are ports from Splatoon 2, because if you look at the patterns from third kits from Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, most of them was just ports with a couple of new additions. And then here's the third factor. I think we're going to get 11 brand new Splatoon 3 exclusive third kits, which makes it a total of 167 weapon kits. Unfortunately, this means that 19 weapons will not be receiving a third kit. Unfortunately, it's so close. I think if the devs really push themselves, they can do it, because it's not as big as a number as it would be. But unfortunately, this might just be the reality. So, right now, I'm going to list off of all Splatoon 2 third kits, and most of them will most likely return in Splatoon 3, since that's how they did the third kit process in Splatoon from Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 2. So if your weapon is in this list, I'm not going to be considering them for this 11 new weapon factor, because they're just going to be ported from Splatoon 2. And by that I mean they're most likely guaranteed to get a third kit, not they're going to be a one-to-one port. So the following weapons are most likely going to get a third kit: Aerospray, Bamboo, H3, Dapple, Squiffer, Range, Heavy, 52 Gal, Charger, plus Scoped, Dynamo, Gluga, L3, Luna, Mini, Octobrush, Rapid, Machine, Dualies, Roller, Junior, Pro, Undercover, Zap, Inkbrush, Slosher, Tent, and Splattershot. Some of these are really good for Splatoon 3, and most likely deserve a third kit. I mean, if you look at H3, kind of desperately need one. So is Dynamo, L3 as well, and tons of other ones that would most likely benefit, and Mini as well. So those are some of the ones that will most likely get a third kit. These 11 new kits, however, is all pure speculation, and I'm going to give my best educated guesses on them. So, and I'll go over my reasonings for them as well. It's not going to be just a blind pick. There's going to be reasons to these 11 weapons that are going to be brand new third kit. So, let's go over the first 3. Nova, Swig, and Pencil. I think these 3 are pretty solid. Since they're the oldest brand new weapons introduced in Splatoon 3, they're going to probably want to shed some more light on them since they're so old. They're going to probably want to give them a new kit. Now, in terms of Swig and Pencil, it's a lot easier to make cases of them in terms of Nova because there's way more shooters. Nova was just a safe pick, just to go along with this theme. For Swig and Pencil, it's a lot easier For Swig, you're competing with Carbon Roller, which already has its perfect kit, and I guess like Flame's Roller. So between those two, I still think Swig just does it better. Same thing with Pencil. You're really only competing with E-Leader in terms of a third kit, and I'm I'm leaning towards Pencil getting the third kit, unless if E-Leader's second kit is complete dog water, then I think E-Leader will get it. But if E-Leader is so good, then with its second kit, then I think Pencil will get the third. Alright, next up is going to be the Blaster. I chose Rapid Pro for this. Now, there could be a case for another blaster being vanilla, normal, base blaster. I think it could get that, especially since Range Blaster has a third kit as well. I think that could be another option. However, I'm a bit biased towards Rapid Pro, simply because I want Tacticooler and Wall for it, just a Splatoon 2 reference kit for it. I think it'd be really awesome. But if it doesn't, I understand. I just have a slight bias towards the Rapid family, in my opinion. Next up, we got Sloshers here. I'm going to give this to Blob, and my reasoning is it does. This is where it starts to get hard because it does suffer from a lot more competition since there's not a billion things that already had their kits. Your competition for Sloshers is Try, which already has two amazing kits. Probably doesn't need a third one. You have Explo, which, yeah, could get it. And then there's Dreadrainer. I feel like Blob is going to get it because Dreadrainer, I feel like, is a bit too new of a weapon, especially since it's introduced in Splatoon 3. And I'm hoping that the second kit for Dreadrainer is much better. As well as Blob being one of the first new sloshers introduced in Splatoon 2, I think it deserves. So that's my reasoning for Blob, and also the other kits just aren't really. They're still meh. You got Rain, which synergizes with Blob very well, except Sprinklers there, which it's not really good with it. And then the second kit is a bit too aggro with Kraken, and I don't know why they gave it Angle Shooter. But that's that. I think Blob deserves it the most. And the other two, you have other kits to fall back on. Next up is the Splatling class. I think it's going to be Ballpoint, and that is just clear bias because I want Ballpoint to get its Beacon kit back. Beacon was so iconic with Ballpoint, and it just deserves Beacon back. You do have a lot of other options, like Nautilus could get it. Edit, I guess, not really a contender for it. But yeah. Hydra, I guess, as well. But I don't really see it. I think Ballpoint's gonna get it. The main reason why I did not get a third kit in Splatoon 2 because it was too new of a weapon. However, I think with this game is the perfect opportunity. Alright, next up. For brushes, it kind of defaults to Paintbrush. Since Inkbrush and Octobrush are already part of this ports, the only brush that's left is Paintbrush, which just wins by default, so I guess, yeah. They would definitely benefit from it for sure. And it'd be really good for Paintbrush users. Next up is the Dualies. I'm giving it to Tetra because there is bias to it. I think Tetra has two very meh or okay kits. And I think there just needs to be one very, very synergistic Tetra kit. If you're willing to wait till the end of Splatoon 3's lifespan, I'm willing to wait until the end of Splatoon 3's lifespan to get a good Tetra kit. There is contenders for other ones. Dually Squelchers is one that could potentially get it. Or, a brand new Dualies, but I don't think that's going to be an option. Let me. Next up is the Brellas. This is a pretty easy one. I think it's going to be normal base Brella, since the other two already have it from the port list. The only other contender would be the brand new Brella, and again, it's too new. It would be too new. So, obviously, it's going to be base Brella, and that just gives me another Copium or a Burst Bomb umbrella. That'd be so awesome. But, hey, we'll see what the devs do. And finally, is the brand new Strainer and Splatonos. So I'm giving it to normal Strainer, and then for the Splatonas, I'm giving it to Stamper, and here's my reason. When there were third kits in Splatoon 2, we got base dualies getting a third kit, but for Brellas, it did not get base Brella as a third kit. It got its alternate kits for the other alternate Brellas. So I think it's going to be the same thing, because dualies was the first class introduced in Splatoon 2, and it got a third kit for its base class. Same thing with Splatoon 3. Strainer was our first brand new weapon class that was introduced, and so the base Strainer kit is going to get a third kit. Splatana was the second class, just like Brellas was the second class, brand new class for Splatoon 2. Therefore, the alternate is going to get the third kit. And obviously, it's going to be Stamper, since I don't think they're going to, again, third Splatana is going to be too new. So I think Stamper is going to be a... And again, I feel like Strainer needs it more than Reflux. This is just my opinion. Because Reflux still does really well with Tendon Missile Kit. It still is missiles, and Curly Bomb is a bit better with that ink reduction cost. And it still can get around. Strainer has two very, very meh or bad mediocre kits. It doesn't do... I mean, I get the synergy kind of, but it's not good in this current meta. Which is why Strainer needs just a really good third kit. Again, same thing with Tetris, like, they really just are good third kit. You can make the case, Stamper and Viper both have amazing vanilla kits. You could argue a bit more with Viper because the Missile kit isn't super good, and then Stamp kind of ruins the vanilla kit, you could argue. But, again, the same thing could be argued with Stamper as well. People like the Burst Bomb, but don't like the Zipcaster, and people like the Crab, but don't like the Toxic. So I'm just following a pattern based on what Splatoon 2 did with its brand new classes, and I'm just giving it to Stamper based on my reasoning. And that is going to be it for the third kit discussion of it. I may or may not, most likely not going to do a follow-up on this. However, I am teasing something. I'm going to be teasing something right now. Hopefully going to go by either the next day or sometime next week. I am planning a Splatoon 3 patch note prediction, so just balancing the game and stuff, main weapon stuff, weapon specials, and points for special changes for it. This is going to be for just the multiplayer balancing. I have a couple of notes listed. I just need to complete the balancing, and then I need to just do what I'm doing here, just make an unscripted video about it. However, I am planning to add more to that video, part of it. So yeah, please stay tuned for that, subscribe if you're interested, and also comment below on what you think on my predictions for third weapon kits, and if we are going to get third kits. Personally, I'm hopeful for it, but there could be reasons not to, again, if they keep hard to their third rule, to the rule of only 2 years of support. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys soon.